Hello and welcome from the Bristly Stranger. We are back with some Blood Bowl, and today it is my team, Norse Horse, versus Princess Bexsters Toll Keen Ringers. Now, at the start of our match, she was ribbing me about calling her out for being a noob or things like that. I never know what I'm going to say until I've said it. So apologies if I offend anyone. Wishing her the best of luck, but obviously I am looking for a win. So here we are at my home stadium, Harrenhal. Thankfully not raining, so hopefully we'll be able to pick the ball up at some point today. Don't think we're missing too many players. And on Bexster's team, I know the assassin is missing this game, which is good news for me because obviously with my low armour value, that would work very well with their stab ability. So Norse kicking things off, perfect defence, Horse can reset up. The ball comes down nicely in the middle, makes it easier to pick up. And we are going straight in on lineman. Of course that frees up the assists against the Yeti. Only one dice, attacker down into a block. For the ball. Oh no, just pushing forward. Other player going for the ball. We'll get there in the end. Third time lucky. Picks it up with ease. The high agility definitely adding to that. Here's the blitz. Into my berserker. 2 dice. He's not got dodge. Down he goes. 1 dice on the other side, just to push. A big line of defence on the other side, switching sides to back up the ball carrier. And over to the Norse, standing up straight away. Got a jump up there, but obviously that doesn't help out too much. There's a 2 dice just to push though. And again, coming in to bolster this left side. Runner just pushing up. The Ulfenwerner coming into the middle. Thrower just pushing up. Lots of safety plays. Here's the blitz though. Got to be a knockdown, luckily it is. Putting some pressure on the ball. And got them boxed in slightly, but they can fight their way out of it. Here's a blitz. 1 dice. Block on this player, not on the Ulfenwerner. And again, another knockdown. No armour breaks as yet. A throw of the ball. Disturbing presence, making it harder, but it is a completion. Swapping round to the other side. A dodge roll and a failed going for it. We have got a re-roll on that though. So definitely going for that. Bit of backup there. And 1 more possibly coming through as well. Fails the dodge this time, and of course a re-roll already been used. That player is stunned. Easy moves first, standing up. And the thrower comes back for a bit of safety. Knocking down the first. Freeing up a lineman, the Yeti even. Frenzy. There's 1 on, so we could have a blitz with the assist. That's a knockdown. The ball will go loose. Off the pitch. Throwing it back in. Oh, dangerously close to the end zone. Oh, a dodge, and that is a fail. Having to take the reroll on that. Ulf and Werner with an attacker down, and of course reroll already been used. The Ringers, attacker down, reroll straight away, clearing the player out of the way, or trying to. Still making it slightly hard, but there's the blitz, that does knock them down this time. Could keep moving with the blitzer to make more room for the others, but down here, just a 1 dice on the Ulf and Werner, but pushes him away. Standing up and moving in. So that's 2 assists on this block. That will be a 1 dice. That'll do it. And an armor break as well. And that is a stun. He's not getting up. Again, cutting through. Sure feet needed. That would have been a turnover. That skill definitely saving that. On the other side, just the 1 dice, pushing towards the edge of the field. Standing up player, dodging away. And the Norse standing up some players, coming to mark up. On the other side, knocking them down. Freeing up this one. Pushing in a bit more in the middle. The thrower coming back, fails the pickup. Using the reroll and failing yet again. Not having a lot of luck with picking up the ball. Tolkien's drop a fireball from their wizard and it didn't seem to do anything, and a dodge goes straight into a knockout and a turnover. A very unlucky turn for Bexter there. Standing up the Yeti. Going for the ball yet again and failing yet again. Okay, should have maybe done some safety plays first, because we've got an elf on the run. He's failed his going for it. And no more rerolls. Again, no safety plays and failed to pick it up. That is in a dangerous place. The elf with a good dodge straight out. That could be a score in turn 6. And it is. 1-0. Evil Galadriel gets it. The knocked out elf is back in. Drops with the kick into nice weather, so the ball will just bounce an extra square, nice and deep into the Norse half. Kicking things off into this novel defence. A nice wave there. Just some pushes. Not really what they need. Another push again. Here's the blitz though. Just 1 dice, that is a knockdown though. And pulling it back to create some room there. The blitzer coming in for safety, trying to pick the ball up, and not managing it yet again. Elves getting up. Going for a block. Knocking down the Norse lineman. Here's the blitz. Into the runner. He has got dodge. Just pushes him back. Coming in for the assists on the Yeti. Having to knock this player down to get the dice though. Just 1 because the other 2 are stopped by the runner at the back, but the high bear is knocked out. going to cause some problems with the Norse defence. Just coming up to square off against the left side of the defence here. And one dice on the blitzer puts him on the floor. And Norse, what can they do with their turn? Well, straight into a blitz. Knocks him down. Oh, an armour break. And that is a KO. That's an elf off the pitch. Jump up on the blitzer. 2 dice now. Just push, but he is frenzied, so he will go again. And he has got blocked, so that puts him on the floor. Stunned as well. Trying to pick the ball up again. And failing yet again. Was that 5 turns in a row now, failing to pick the ball up? Back to the elves. Definitely ruling the middle of the pitch. Pushing up, putting some pressure on the ball straight away. Here's the blitz coming through. Dodge means they're not going down, but that is still an assist on the other lineman. He hasn't got dodge, so he is going down. And just a bit of safety, but it is turn 8, so nothing coming from there. The Norse can't possibly score in 1 turn. They needed to be a lot more forward. Lots of safety plays going in. I don't think Bexter realised we were coming into the half turn. And finally, standing some players up. We've got a blitz here. The runner makes it all the way back. Knocks his guy down. The thrower finally picks the ball up. Does a pass just to get the star player point. Over in the middle. Bit of repositioning, but of course the blitz has already been used. Half time, 1-0 to the Ringers. The High Bear stays knocked out. The Elf, he's back in. The Elf kick. Brilliant coaching. Norse Horse getting a bonus re-roll. It is a touchback, so at least the thrower hasn't got to pick the ball up this time. No Yeti to start things off. 2 dice on the middle. That is both with block. A blitz into the middle. 2 dice. Just a push. That will turn into a 1 dice. And just a push again. The blitzer comes through. Bit of safety there. 2 dice on this one. Oh, double attack down using that re-roll. Knocks the guy down now though. Didn't really need to follow on with that. Leaving a gap at the end. The elves could capitalise on that. And both the runners. Okay, finally the thrower moves up to finish the Norse turn. There is a possible dodge through there, not the easiest. Certainly going to make it easier now. He's down. Just a stun, but that has made a bigger gap. Attacker down, re-rolled into block. There's a nothing happening. 1 dice on the Ulfenwerner, puts him on the floor. Moving around the other side. Pulling them back. And some more pushing around the end. 1 dice. Just to push back. And again, Time to dodge, but the elves easily making it. Here's the blitz. Oh, failing a dodge to get there though, and of course the reroll already being used. So from here, lots of work to do. Standing the Ulfenwerner up. Here's the blitz. 1 dice into a push. Goes again. Just a push, but that is fine. Frees up a little bit of space for them. The first of the runners goes through. The thrower. Just going for a handoff. Nothing fancy. No star player points for that. Going for it a couple of times at the end there. It's going to make it hard. Of course, there are lots of elves that can get round. Going to put as many of them on the floor as possible. Another lineman coming in. That is going to make the dodges slightly harder. The other berserker puts his man down. Just a stun. And 1 dice into a push. And that makes the back line a little bit more defended. Standing some elves up. Excellent stuff. Get the easy moves done first. A 2 dicer puts the berserker just back 1. Trying to dodge away, it fails. Loner means he can't use the reroll. That will be a turnover. Now will the Norse go for some punches, or will they play it safe? Yeah, playing it safe, getting that equaliser. The Yeti still off the pitch. The Norse kick. Throw a rock. Gladriel, the goal scorer, a touchdown scorer, being put down to an injury as well, and that is dead. They have got an apothecary though, so they will use that to switch it to injured. Yes, no casualty roll, they become a substitute, so much better than dead. The ball lands round about the middle. 2 dice straight away, pushing the Norse back. And again, pushing up into the berserker, a blitz. Just 1. Pushes them into the edge. 2 dice on the other side. Knocks them down. A little bit of repositioning, leaving a gap for the Norse to come through though. The elves should not fumble picking up the ball, especially with no tackle zones on it, but they manage it. Luckily they have got a reroll. Loner is going to scupper that yet again though. That's twice that Loner has used up their rerolls. The only problem with using journeymen. Okay, the Ulfenwerners coming in. Coming up for the support there, just a push, but that gets them away from the edge line. Here's the blitz. Knocking their player down. Being able to push on a little bit further. No, must have used their move up. The runner coming through is wingy as well. That's 3 tackle zones on the ball. The thrower coming up to plug the gap that is left behind. 4 tackle zones on the ball. Not trying to pick it up just yet. Elves coming in from the back. Extra tackle zones onto the ball. Making it hard for both sides. Here's the blitz. This should push one of them onto the ball. Dodge means they're not going down. The ball goes to the middle. But he is going to be knocked down straight away. Shoving them out. The ball back to the middle again. And again, more tackle zones going in on these players. Turning into a rook in the middle of the pitch. Attacker down, no reroll. That is a turnover and a stunned player as well. That will free up all of the Norse on this side. There's the support for the Berserker. Here's the thrower coming in. Just a push. Frenzy means they're following in, and 2 assists means it's almost gone pear-shaped. Luckily, it was double arrows. Lineman pushing in a little bit, having to go for it at the end. A blitz. And they haven't got blocked. That knocks them out as well. The ball will go loose. And 2 elf tackle zones on the ball still. Putting some extra Norse ones there. The Ulfenwerner with a push. And again, knocks him down this time. Armour break into a KO. Another elf leaves the pitch. The runner puts his man down with an armour break. Just a stun this time. Standing up, the final runner. On the other side, the Berserker. Frenzy means he keeps going. And finally, a 1 dice, just a push. Push him away, don't need to follow up, but does. The elves. It's in a precarious position. Pushing the runner back. And again, just another push on the other runner. A blitz into the lineman, that is a 1-on-1. Puts him down. Armour break as well. Just a stun though. Dodging in. Managing to pick the ball up. And 1 dice on the other side. Knocking the Norse down. Ugh. Could have been prevented with not following on, but that player is now stunned. And the final elf comes back for a little bit of safety. Straight into the box with the Ulfenwerner. Pushing some people around. Here's the blitz. Onto the ball carrier. Double blocks do nothing, but that one will knock them down. Ball goes loose and is not catched by Wingy. Lineman putting pressure on. Again, more tackle zones into the ball. 2 dice there, knocks down. Freeing this lineman up. They're going to come in for marking up the players that are down. Knocks the guy down onto the ball. Pings it off again. The thrower tries to pick the... Oh no, he doesn't. He's just putting a tackle on. Wingy tries to pick the ball up. Fails it. The thrower drops it as well. Leaving it dangerously with only 1 tackle zone and an elf free to move up to it. Lots of elves on the floor, many of them standing up. There is a couple of them free. One of them moves in for the mark up on this blitzer. Trying to pick the ball up, fails, drops it on the floor next to it. Another turnover. Running out of time now. Just a couple of turns left for each team. A knockdown. Freeing up the other players to move. Here's the blitz. That is a knockdown. Standing up some players and moving in. Wingy tries for the pickup, a fail again, using the reroll this time, manages it. He's not home and dry though, he's still got 3 squares to go, a little bit of defence there, probably a little bit too far as well. Trying to knock some more down though. If they're on the floor, they're not going to be able to stop him. Pushing them away, Frenzy keeping it going. Oh, attacker down. That puts him on the floor and he's injured himself. Missing next game. He is just a lineman, but that means no reserves for the next game. Turn 15 from the Ringers. Just a push. Frees up a player. Standing some up. Here's the blitz. It's a knockdown, but he has got dodge, pushing him towards the edge. Again, having to dodge round, but failing to dodge. No rerolls. Turn over. With the final turn, the thrower throws the block. Blam, knocks him down, that frees up Wingy, and that is a 2-1 victory, clinched in the final moments. The Norse kick for the final turn. There is a riot, both teams gaining a turn. Now that changes everything, 2 turns and a kickback. Elves definitely possible to score in 2 turns. The first guy goes down. Bexter was set up for a foul on him. He has been stunned. The rest of the team is pushing forward. Lots of gaps in the field, obviously, for them to come through. The Norse set up real deep. The High Bear still in the knockout box, not recovering for this final round of the game. That actually isn't the final round, there's 3 more turns in total. The ball carrier just moving up, nice and safe in their little cage there. Just a 1 dice at the end. Block puts him on the floor though. I think Bexter did curse herself for not moving the blitzer on the end here. Turn 16 for the Norse. Moving up, going for the blitz. Just a push. No need to follow up. Putting a little bit of support down to this bottom end. Possibly risky, the elves could go round. Elves setting up for the blitz. There it is, that is a 2 dice on the runner. That's a knockdown. The blitz keeps moving, oh, and fails the going for it. No rerolls. That is the end of the game. So some real bad luck at the end there. Bexter, I think if she'd have just moved that blitz out of the way, she could have possibly just ran one of the others in. I'm not sure, I can't remember the maths on the squares. I know it would have been close. It would have been down to a high elf throw, or a dark elf even, throw, and they are pretty good at throwing with that agility. MVP going to this lineman here, going up to 20 points, which is massive for a lineman. Definitely going up to level 3 there. Bjorn the Horn finally getting to his level 2. Armour breaks low on both sides, but I think I did get real lucky. Obviously I had a little bit of bad luck trying to pick the ball up. Stats wise, yeah, the gameplay was fairly even for both sides. 47 to 40 blocks, a bit more running yards from the Norse, but the Elves doing pretty well there. Star player points, the Elves coming better off on that for sure. Wingy with another 2 touchdowns though. That will do good standing for his top scorer there. I think he's still competing with the Goblin for that. Dice rolls, Norse Horse, a decent spread. There are quite a few 2s in there, but not a bad spread across. Lightning Bolt, I think that was Bexter using Lightning Bolt on me and it failed, so can't complain about that. Waking up after KOs, the High Bear failed 3 of those, and picking up the ball, 8 fails out of 10. I didn't realise that the Norse thrower didn't have sure hands, and I took accuracy, and I've been kicking myself ever since. Bexter though, again, the dice rolls fairly even across the board, leaning towards the end here. A 29 on the 4s, but 27s on the 1s and 2s. The percentage is not too bad. Lona using up both of those re-rolls in the second half, very bad. Going for its passing, but of course failing when they were definitely needed. Very well done though. Definitely made me work hard for that match. 2-1, I definitely needed the win. And trying my hardest to catch up against Ricketts' team. I think I've got 2 more games to play. But again, great things from the Ringers. Could have easily been a 2-all draw at the end there. Bad luck preventing it. I think it could have easily been a 2-1 victory to the Ringers. But as always, great stuff. Thanks to Becky for joining me for this one. If you've got any comments for either of us, drop that in below. Of course, if you have enjoyed it, leave those likes as well. But for now, I've been the Bristly Stranger. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.